Hello and welcome back to the 10th video in the Lua Learning series. Today I'm going to be talking about events. Events are used to detect when something changes or updates. When this happens, we can run a bit of code to do something. One of the most common events used is a touched event, so I'll do a demonstration on how to set one up. Part. Script. Goodbye. Reference part. Okay. Events are referenced like properties with a dot. They look different in the little preview window here as well. Most of the properties have a little blue icon, but events have this lightning bolt. Okay, the one we're using is touched, so if we type it in, there we go. There. Now to listen to this event, we need to connect it to a function. And we do that by doing :connect. And then parentheses. This colon signifies that it's performing a function or a type of operation on the previous thing that was specified. So right here we're performing the connect operation on the touched event. You can see all the different types of functions or operations a part has by just writing colon after it. For example, if we called the destroy function on this part, it would, as you might assume, destroy the part. That's just for regular objects though. Events have multiple functions, but you really only need to know how to use connect. Okay, this part could get a little bit confusing. In order to perform the connect operation, we need a function. This is the code that it's going to execute when the event happens. So there are really two ways of doing this. We could create a new function at the start and then plug it in when we need it here, or we could just write a function in here. Like that. I'm going to use this method, but you can use the other method as well. Let's just space this out so it looks a little bit better. This new line doesn't change anything. It's just so we can see better what we're doing. Okay, so there's actually a parameter for this function called basePart. When the event fires, this is the object that touched the part. So we can just put in hit part, and then we can print this. Now I should say not all functions will have parameters. Some will have 1, some will have 0, some will have many. It all just depends. But the good thing about it is that you can see everything that it returns in the little preview window here. For now I'll just print the object that hits a part. So already you can see that it's been hit by spawn location 2 times. And if we walk over it, we can see all the parts that hit it. So my right upper leg, my right lower leg, my foot, and then my upper leg again. And then if we keep walking over it, it'll keep printing. And it only prints when it's touched by something, which is exactly what we want. Now if we want to make sure we don't detect the spawn location or any other parts, we have to add a check, or an if statement. If we look at our character in workspace, we can see that we have something inside called a humanoid. Only players have this. Only players have a humanoid. So we can detect if a player is touching it from a part, if the part that hit it has a humanoid as a child. This might be a little bit complicated, but I'll try my best to explain it. If the part that is hit, so hit part, dot parent, and it's not hit part because the part that's hit isn't the character. So like if I got hit by my left foot and we looked for the children inside of left foot, there's no humanoid. But if we look in the parent of left foot, which is the character, it has a humanoid as child. So we can do if hit part dot parent and then use the function find first child, and then it needs the name of the child to find, which is humanoid. The reason we do it like this instead of with a dot is because with the dot, it has a chance to return an error. But if it's with this, it just returns as false. Then we can print player touched part. Okay, let's test the game here. So it prints the part in its spawn location, but it doesn't detect that the player has touched it. So if we get our character to touch it, you can see that it detects that it's part of a player, so then it prints the line. Now if you're anything like me, this is probably pretty hard to understand right now. But if you practice and keep coding, it should make more sense. I also hope I've done a good job of explaining it. I think that's pretty much it for the basics. The next videos that I make will probably be on advanced topics or tutorials for specific things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Bye bye.